girl, Crystal.
Hey everybody, it's Tanisha.
And welcome to another episode of She Laughs.
Yep.
What up? So, we're going to continue with these Christianese
sayings.
Yeah, because we told y'all.
Terms, statements, whatever.
Y'all got a lot of them, you know.
Yeah, y'all do.
And I ain't even going to say y'all because I used to quote them too. And dear Lord, some of the things that we say that we don't even understand what we're saying. So today we're going to talk about the one, we're all God's children.
Yeah, that's one that is quite frequently said.
Well, you know, we're all God's children.
You know, because you're trying to be nice and
that's what get a lot of us in trouble.
Make people feel good while they're in their mess instead of
this whole trying to be nice.
Correct them. Here's the thing: you can correct somebody out of love.
Thank you.
Still correct. You don't have to be how some of y'all. I'm just being honest. You can be honest and still be nice.
Yes.
You can still consider people's heart and their feelings, though you aren't responsible for how they feel. You can make sure that your intentions were pure.
And done in love.
And you're doing something in love, absolutely. Because a lot of y'all don't care. And if you don't care, you need not correct nobody.
At all.
But anyway, that's a whole nother tangent. My bad, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I was about to go there. I was.
But
she brought me back,
a whole
She brought me back.
Another topic.
She brought me back. So I get why a lot of times we want to say this phrase. I have actually wanted to say it, we're all God's children, not to be nice, but because I genuinely felt like, well, God created all of us, so that must mean we're all his children. Ergo, we're all God's children. And I honestly feel like that's where a lot of people go with that. But it's just not true. Becoming a child of God, becoming a Christian is actually an active choice.
Absolutely.
There, I said it. You have to choose to be his child.
Yeah.
That now you are engaging into a covenant relationship with him, acknowledging, hey, I'm submitting myself to you as my father. Now you can cover me.
Yes, and that's just we belong to God, whether we want to or not. So I'd rather you say that you belong to him, not I am his child. That, like you said, that's more about a choice or your everyday choices, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, covering you, keeping you. He's going to keep you regardless. That's just the parent in him. But saying that you are his child is really relenting to his desire and his will.
Yep.
So now you make it more about him than you.
And let's be honest, okay? Doing that is hard. T and I have talked about it times before. I think our second episode was talking about being an actual follower and not a fan of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And once you become a follower, that's, in my opinion, that's when you become a true child of God. Because now, just like a child would, I follow my parents' direction. Whether that means they're chastising me, because he does chastise us at times, or he is blessing and rewarding me. That is a child-parent relationship.
That only comes when you choose him as your father, which is the whole born again thing. Yep. That's what makes you born again into God's family, into the kingdom, is you accepting him. So that, I know it can be confusing. It can make people go, well, doesn't God love everybody? Absolutely he does. The same way you can love somebody and not want to be bothered with them. your own self. So, therefore,
I'm giving y'all the side eye because she hit a nerve.
I'm just saying that's how we are. The same way you could love somebody, not want to be in any type of relationship with them.
Yep.
So, again, yes, he loves everyone, but saying you are his child is actually actively choosing him, and it's not just a word. It should be action.
Yes.
Same thing with the word love. That is action.
Yep. Those are actually action words. They're verbs. And we treat them as if they're something nice to say. But that means you have to do some work behind it. And the problem with a lot of us, especially in today's society, is we don't want to do no work.
Yep.
We just don't want to do any work, any type of heavy lifting, any type of change that I have to do because, I love me and I'm good with me and you just gonna have to accept me the way I am. Attitudes that we have, no mindset changes, no none of that. And then to sit and be like, well, I'm a child of God. Well, are you really? Because that who he loves, he chastises, which means he's going to correct you and ask you to change often.
Yes.
So that you can become more like him, a complete reflection of him. So are you just saying that because it sounds nice to other people so that way they can think that you're a nice person because you quote scripture and you say God and Jesus and all of this, but your life doesn't reflect that?
Because you don't understand the fullness of his love, and you can't understand the fullness of his love unless you are his child, meaning you are in active relationship with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you really get it and grasp it. It is a learning process, but the ability to do so is there once you have fully accepted him as your father.
And let's be honest, a lot of us have not accepted him.
No.
We haven't fully chose him. We're actively dating him. It's like
we're barely actively dating him. Yeah. Sometimes
he's like the side.
There you
chick.
go. We've made him the side chick.
It's kind of like
when we're bored, when we need something. It's a person you call up when you want to go out.
Hey, God,
you go out
entertain me. Entertain me.
Yeah, it's a comforting thing to do.
Yes,
it has nothing to do with a for real choice. And some of you honestly think you've made one. You really haven't. You toggle back and forth with the idea of choosing.
And that's called double-mindedness.
That doesn't mean you have actively chosen it.
Nope.
You've given it a thought here or there. Even if that thought has consumed your day, you still haven't actually done it.
No.
Because there is no action involved in it.
Nope.
So you can say it all day, but in your heart of hearts, you know that you haven't because nothing about you has changed.
And a lot of y'all are saying it all day because y'all still have that mindset of if I say it enough and it's like Jesus, 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 then at some point I'll conjure up a relationship or I'll conjure up a feeling or something will change because I called on him enough. And he will literally be like, who are you again?
Very true.
And if y'all don't believe me, that's in the word. He will say, hey, y'all get to the last days and here you are saying Jesus, 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 Jesus all your life. And you get to that day and he's like, I don't know you at all.
No, we have no formal relationship.
I mean, you know my name.
You heard about me. You've read about me. But we don't have a actual active relationship.
Nope.
We're associates.
Yes. I wouldn't even say associates. You know somebody who know me and heard about me. And I'm like, I think I heard. Show me your face. And then maybe I'll remember who she She is that type of relationship. Have you ever had somebody that's like, yeah, I know you know such and such, and you're like, I
don't know, but
maybe
keep
if
talking
I see
and maybe it'll come to my memory.
And a lot of y'all have that type of relationship with God. He's literally like, who again?
And this is not to condemn anybody.
Mm-mm.
It's to get us to stop saying those type of things, because now we have tricked ourselves into thinking that it actually means that we are, and we're not.
And also, we're bringing all of this to light now because Tia and I both have known this for a while, and then it's been confirmed by a number of people that we follow, who we actually talk to on a personal level. God is looking for a yes in this season from everyone that claims to follow
He's
him.
looking for a renewed yes.
Yes.
He wants you to say yes again.
Period.
He wants you to say yes again, because there are some things that are going to come with a lot more stripping and a lot more pruning, and they're going to look a lot more suspect and strange. We thought we looked peculiar before. We are about to really step into a season where we're really gonna look peculiar. So he needs a brand new yes, because he's about to do something very different.
Yes.
The comfort is gone.
Yep.
It's about to be extremely uncomfortable.
The coddling, all of that is gone. And so you can't afford to be comforted in phrases that hold no weight. They just don't. In the cuteness of it, and in the simplicity of it, there is no biblical soundness for it. And if we can no longer allow the enemy to coat us in just these nice little phrases because it sounds good. You can't afford for a sound good feeling in this season.
Yeah.
So be cautious about the memes that you're sharing, because a lot of us don't get in our word. We just share the stuff that we see pastors and bishops and everybody else sharing on Facebook and be like, oh, that was my word for the day. Okay, did you not want to get into it yourself?
Yeah.
Because I my friend said something the other day, and he was absolutely right, and I wish more people would get this. That Bible hits differently when you start reading it for yourself instead of having it read to you.
Oh, yes, it's very much so different when you start reading it for yourself and dissecting it for yourself.
So
you can you really get into the for real study of it. And just for biblical reference of what we're saying, the Bible does mention us being children of God, but all of that refers to us choosing God to be our Father, as we said. And it has a lot of mention. I don't remember the exact chapter, but I know it's in there, talking about us being children of God, therefore being heirs of God. But you have to choose him as your Father. So it's the bottom line, it's choice. It's not automatic. And again, doesn't mean you aren't loved, doesn't mean you aren't his, because everything belongs to him, technically. But only people who choose him to be their father are his children. There really is a distinct difference if you really go there with it. If you want to be surface level, then you won't catch it.
No. And
if you're willing to go deeper, then you'll get it.
And I'm telling you, this season he is asking you to go deep. You can't afford to be surface level. If you surface level, I promise you, gonna fall off like flies. Because the enemy is gonna just come after, and he just gonna be like, oh, okay, and you're gonna get swept away. And we don't want that. Least any man should perish. That's not what we want for you. So that's why we're delving into these phrases because there's so many of them out there. So many.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see how many people are literally reading their Bible through Facebook.
Yeah, that is the era that we've gone to. We're getting our Bible verses from Facebook.
That's what we're doing.
Oh, we really are.
We read our Bible on Facebook and Instagram, and if it does not come up on our time feed or our news feed, that's where now some of y'all get caught up in the universe.
I have heard people speak about God and the universe in one sentence, one continuous sentence, and to them, they are one and the same.
You know,
that is inaccurate.
That's where we start to get these perversions, because you refuse to go to study and show yourself approved and actually opening up his word. And so, since the enemy knows that you're not doing that, well, let me just flash this, because they're not going to actually go and read Ecclesiastes. They're not going to open up to it. They just assume that what they see on here, the person who read it put the actual thing up. That's what it actually says.
Yeah. And again, a lot of these things they're never said out of being or intending to be malicious. People say the word, we're all God's children, as a form of being compassionate.
Yes.
Towards others. And that is fine, and that's what you're supposed to do, especially if you call yourself a Christian. But the statement it's just not it's just not accurate. And you have to be teachable so that you can learn these things. And then as a Christian, you have to be bold in your walk to confront it and correct someone out of love when they say these statements, instead of being like some of y'all Christians and throwing the book at somebody.
Because we love to do that.
That ain't in the word. The word don't say that. It don't take all of that extraness.
I would be wanting to be like, why are you so offended?
I'm like, then in your harsh terms and words and sounds, you bring up the word Jesus. The last time I checked, he did more teaching by telling stories than he did quoting some scriptures.
Because let's be honest, the Bible hadn't been written yet.
I mean,
so
his walk, his talk, and his storytelling was how he taught. So you being up in arms and all upset and using the Bible and scripture as a weapon for not good. Because at the end of the day, those of you who do that have no intent of really changing somebody's heart. You just want to be right.
Thank you.
You want to be a know-it-all.
Thank you.
You want to know everything. You have now placed yourself in an elitist category. A lot of you Christians do. Just gonna call a thing a thing. Most people say that they're Christians just so they can put themselves in the upper echelon group.
To make themselves feel like they're better than other people, because they do the right, quote unquote, right thing.
And you're not better. You are no better, sir, ma'am,
than the Sadducees and the Pharisees, and I'm just gonna call a thing a thing.
Look, I always say everyone is one decision away from going to jail. You all are literally one decision away from being considered a Pharisee and a Sadducee. Just one. It only takes one decision. Just one. It's extremely easy, and you forget how easy it is to do something you ain't got no business doing. It just take one. Just one. Just one. One moment of being off guard, one moment of not paying attention, one moment of being consumed in your own thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Just one. So
That's
have
it.
compassion.
grace, because your Heavenly Father has that for you, so you might want to extend it to yourself and others. Well, T?
That's it, people. That was really extremely short.
We just felt like, we're gonna come back with another one, but hey, it is what it is. And until next time, T, where can they find you?
Oh, y'all can find me Facebook, Tanisha Williams, and on Instagram at Styles by Tanisha J.
All right, and as always, guys, y'all can find me on Facebook at Charmaine Kears or on Instagram at Charmaine Kears as well. Go and check out my blog, www.charmainesconfessions.com. Love to hear from you. Any questions, comments, anything, hit us up. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, bye.